Yo guys, you'll never guess who this video is sponsored by. So the other day I was chatting with my friend and he was like, yo dude, you live downtown, is it still really dead or are there some businesses open now? And I was like, I don't know. He said, what do you mean you don't know? You can just look out the window. And I was like, no, I'd get glare on my monitor. And he just kind of stared at me thinking, hey, that's pretty smart. It was at that point I knew I had to make this video and share my accumulated knowledge on the subject. Now, when you first start working from home, it's very important you set up an organized workspace so you can actually be productive, which means you have to eliminate any potential distractions. So only refresh the worldometer coronavirus stats once every 15 minutes, limit yourself to just one sourdough recipe a day, and absolutely no YouTube videos. Not to brag, but I've managed to make it 3 months without relapsing. The next thing you have to do is set yourself a strict morning schedule because there's not going to be anyone else there to keep you accountable, which is why I advocate for the following routine. Wake up at 9 a.m., you're at work. So just remember that your motivation is going to wane at some point, and this can hit some people especially hard. You might notice that your male coworkers have all stopped shaving and have resorted to cutting their own hair. So make sure you show them support by subscribing to their cooking channel. Similarly, you might notice your female coworkers have all adopted a perma bun and switched from full face makeup to 360p video. You might also not notice this because you only ever look at yourself. A big change you have to get used to is that there isn't going to be anything to talk about because office drama isn't going to be what it used to be. In fact, the most interesting moments are going to be when someone's cute dog walks by in the background, or when Jessica from accounting gets a new webcam and you're like, wow, nice quality, is that 4K? And she's like, yeah, I've been doing a lot of streaming on the side. And you're like, oh, nice, what's your Twitch? And she's like, what's Twitch? Now, with everyone being cooped up at home and with so little going on, it can be easy to lose purpose and fall into a downward spiral. This is why it's important to balance the tedium of working from home with a fulfilling hobby. I remember getting frustrated reading the news the other day and thinking, these lockdown protesters are idiots. They could save tens of thousands of lives if they just stayed inside. But instead of getting angry, I decided to go jogging for the first time. Now, even if you've enjoyed your time working from home, all good things must come to an end. I'm of course talking about your marriage, because never have people been realizing more that the only thing holding their relationship together was their time spent apart. But not to worry, because as we're opening up, so too will we be opening up. As single people emerge from their abodes starved for affection, the homies can finally meet their Animal Crossing GF in real life, Sam gives you my switchback, and dating will flourish with everyone getting drunk off one sip. Just keep in mind that with lonely people lowering their standards worldwide, be sure to wear protection, because this increases the odds further. Meanwhile, employers have to make the hard decision of either bringing everyone back to the office because they weren't doing any work at home, or letting everyone work from home because they realized no one was doing any work at the office either. If you do get to see your coworkers in person again, you'll quickly figure out if they spent their stimulus on an ab roller, on a bread maker, or on options contracts for the S&P 500. Nevertheless, we can all hope things go back to normal sooner rather than later, and the good news is that we're finally starting to outsmart the virus. As you can see by the data, you can't have a second wave if the first one never ends. Thankfully, with the way this year's been shaping up, there's a good chance we'll get distracted by something else in the meantime. As an example, where was this picture taken? Australia? Wuhan? Italy? New York? And to prove my point, I had to go and rewrite this part of the video because now it's just Minnesota. So long story short, if there's anything 2020 has taught us, it's that the best way to get over a small problem is to have a bigger problem. So I'm not going to sweat it. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is just Armageddon from the Book of Revelations. So this is where I smoothly transition to today's sponsor, ExpressVPN, which is actually extremely relevant in these trying times, as it allows you to both encrypt your data or reroute your IP address in just one click. Let's say you're chatting with your pals on Zoom like a responsible stay-at-home citizen. If you aren't paying to use it, you don't get end-to-end encryption, and third parties can potentially access your information. But with ExpressVPN, your information is fully encrypted, and you can be sure that when you're Zooming with your pals, you're also not Zooming with Chinese Central Intelligence and Mark Zuckerberg. In addition, now that I've exhausted every show on Netflix and Disney Plus, I've changed my location to the UK so I can watch South Park and this show called Rick and Morty that people keep recommending to me. Not sure how I'm supposed to take that. Nevertheless, if you'd like to tide yourself over exactly until my next video, you can find out how you can get 3 months for free by going to expressvpn.com/casually explained, or by clicking the link in the description below.